What is up, everybody? It's Jamie. Welcome back to the channel. Got a great video for today. We're going to be unboxing all of the Apple silicone cases for the iPhone 13. Apple came out with a whole mess of these cases. There's 8 of these bad boys at launch. So we got a lot to get through, so we're going to just jump right into it. So at launch, Apple has 8 new silicone cases for the iPhone 13 models. They are all priced at $49.99 versus $59.99 for the leather case. The $49.99 price point is across all models, so it doesn't matter if it's the 13 mini all the way up to the 13 Pro Max. Silicone cases, $49.99 across the board. So the case colors we're going to be taking a look at today: the product red, pink pomelo, blue jay, clover, just chalk pink, midnight, abyss blue. I don't really come up with these names. And marigold. Quite the name offering. A lot of cases. The creativity around the case names. It's like coming up with crayon names. First case we're going to start off with clover. I'm always a sucker for green. If you haven't checked out my leather unboxing case, take a look at that as well. Right now, the sequoia green in the leather option is my favorite color. Let's see what we think about this one. One thing I don't like with the silicone cases is just how you have to open them. The leather is just a much easier process. Packaging is all the same that you're going to expect, minimalistic packaging in all Apple products. From a design perspective, there's not really much deviation from cases from last year or any year for that matter. Still have like that nice felt or microfiber or suede. I don't know what the material actually is, but I do like that Apple does that on the inside of all their cases. You will find the cutout, the bump on, for at least the Pro models, is more pronounced. The other thing that's interesting is that the buttons are a little bit lower, probably to make just more room, but they sit lower on the 13 Pro models than they do on the 12 Pro models. That's one thing I noticed. As far as this color, which is clover, I'm always like a green. I do like a green a lot, but the greens that I like are more of your darker, richer color greens. Like this is what I would consider like a tried and true, like almost gator green color, where I still like it because it is green, but this wouldn't be last year's case. I think it was called Cypress maybe in the silicone. I like that color a lot better than this color in the clover. Moving forward, we're going to take a look at blue jay. I think blue jay is like an okay shade of blue. It's not too light, it's not too dark. I mean, it's more of like a Crayola crayon kind of blue color, which similar to some of the blue I can't remember what the blue. There's a blue case in the 12 that was similar to this. It's just kind of like a standard everyday blue. It doesn't really grab my attention off the bat. Like when I look at the silicone cases, I see them to be a little bit more fun than the leather cases. This one doesn't really give me any fun or interesting vibe. It's just kind of standard. Next up, we have pink pomelo, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but it looks like pomelo to me. Don't know what that word means. Pomelo. Honestly, pink pomelo looks oddly similar to what I think was pink citrus last year. Standard pinkish, kind of reddish, orangish color. Could look good if this is what you're looking for. Really, if I had pink citrus, put them side by side, I don't think that you could probably tell the difference between the two of them, but that's going based off of memory. I'm not entirely sure. I'm traditionally not this, like, I don't mind pink. This shade of pink is not really anything that I would go for. Looks to be like a lighter colored pink that might be a little bit cooler. This personally doesn't really do much for me either. I can understand some people liking this color, but it's just not something that I would gravitate towards. Let's try to find something a little interesting. This is the marigold color. I think I'm seeing a trend here. Now, granted, this is going based off of memory. I don't recall, but this reminds me of the color, I think it was called kumquat. It's, if memory serves it correctly, it feels exactly like kumquat. It's kind of like a lighter orangish, pinkish color. I think my take on it is the exact same then as it is now, which I think it's a cool color. I would have no issue rocking this case. My problem is that this couldn't be like my daily driver case. And so when you look at the cost, like if this was $5, yeah, I'd get all of these cases and keep all of them, recommend all of them. But the thing is that when they're $50 for these and $60 for the leather cases, you have to be a little bit more conscious of what you're getting, because quickly you can be having, you know, hundreds of dollars of cases. And so for this, like the way how much I would use this, I can't justify spending that much money on a case that I can't see myself wanting to have on my phone almost every single day. And here we have the Product Red case. I don't know why, I just never really gravitate towards the red. I think that there was one time where I might have had the red case in the leather color for a little bit, but maybe it was the red in the silicone. I don't remember. But yeah, I think that with the red, it's super consistent. You can't really miss on this. I think depending upon the color of your iPhone, it could determine if this would be a great route for you. I never have anything wrong to say with or bad to say with the red silicone cases that Apple puts out. It's just a good, true, tried and true, deep red color. If it's on like a silver phone, I think it looks really good. I think it looks good on like the space gray colors as well, having that contrast. I think this year on the blue, I don't know, that's the kind of contrast that I'm not really looking for. But yeah, I think they always do a good job with their Product Red cases. The next up we have is Abyss Blue. So last year they had a case, I don't know if it was in silicone, they had like a deep navy maybe. I had the Baltic Blue in a leather case. I think like comparing this versus the other blue color, I can't remember the name, but I would always gravitate more towards this type of a blue. I think if I go lighter, I'd want it to be even lighter than this. Like I think it was a Capri Blue, the very like light sky blue color case on the 12. That's when I go light, I want that light. This type of medium tone isn't really what I'm looking for. So looking at the Abyss Blue, this is more my kind of blue. In one thing that I like to do is when I go year from year with new iPhones, I try to get like, I don't always get the same color iPhone, and I also try to not always get the same color cases because it's kind of boring. I think if you switch out the color of your phone as well as the color of your cases every year, it makes you feel like you're actually upgraded. And so I would traditionally go with this type of a color, but what I try to do now is actually go outside of what I'm normally comfortable with so that I actually have so it feels like I'm with a different phone. Because if you put on the same color case year after year, even if your phone is different, you kind of get the feeling that you just have the same phone every single time. So Abyss Blue, I really enjoy. I think it is a nice blue color. But for me this year, I might try to get outside of my comfort zone a little bit and go with something a little bit different. So when we're talking different, I don't know if I'm thinking this different. This is chalk pink. This is the lighter pink color that I was talking about. This might be a little bit too different for me, but kind of curious to see what it looks like. Okay, so this is super, super bright pink. I like to think that I'm pretty confident and think I can pull off anything. I don't know if I can pull this off. It is subtle though, if I'm being honest. It's not like a neon pink. It's a really good subtle pale shade of pink where it almost looks white in certain lighting, where if depending upon like the phone or whatever you have it up against to, it could almost just come off as being white. Probably isn't until you put it up against something that's stark white where it's actually going to look pink. I think this is like somewhat of a cool color. It's a little unique. I don't remember them coming out with a case of this tone in a while. To give like a little bit of a reference, here's, I can't even remember what this case color was. This is the pink pomelo. So here you can see pink pomelo versus chalk pink, and you can see the differences of the two. So when I think of pink, this is more of like what I would say like a true pink. This is more like orangey reddish to me, but this definitely skews like on a white, on like the whiter side. If you had a white up against to it, it would probably look much more pink than white. But I'd be, if I was going the pink route, I'd be more inclined to go the chalk pink route versus pink pomelo. A lot of pinks this year. The last silicone case is the midnight color. It seems like maybe midnight is the new color for black. They have a midnight in the leather case as well, which just looks like black, and looks like we're going midnight in the silicone cases. Little marketing. Sounds a little bit cooler than saying just black. So yeah, pretty standard. Really, I don't think there's anything super overly positive, overly negative. I can say it's a black case. I find the black cases to be, for me, they are somewhat boring. I do think that they're the safest route to go. All right, guys, so here we have each of the iPhone 13 silicone cases laid out. If I'm being honest, there isn't, from my mind, like a clear winner on that's standing out right now for me. I find it interesting that like there was no white case. The chalk pink, you can see it's super close to a white. Almost is white when you look at it. So I think that the subtlety of it being just a slight pink is actually really cool. So this might be one of my favorite cases. I don't know if it's something that I would go with, but I do like that it's a little bit interesting. The green, I like the green in the leather case a lot better than this tone. And then some of the other cases that are out, like I said, this is just like last year's colors. We came out with something like this last year as well. This last year as well. You have black, you have red. Like there isn't, I don't know, I'm a little lost just because I think that there's a lot of a recreation of some cases that we saw last year. And so if there's anything like super unique to me right now, like the safe bet is always going to be like a safe blue, the black, product red. These are a little bit different. I mean, personally, I kind of want to put them on the phone to just see. I think that can maybe change how I feel about some of the colors when I see it on the phone itself. Fortunately, I don't have the phone here right now, so we'll have to do that at a later date when it actually comes in. That's all I have for you today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please comment below and let me know what case you're going to pick up for your iPhone 13. Let me know what is your favorite color on the Apple silicone cases. I'm going to be coming out with a bunch of iPhone 13 content, so stay tuned to the channel so you don't miss out. I'll catch you in the next video.